talking to Daniel Seal, Process Development Manager with a chemical manufacturer based in Washington. He took Global Six Sigma's Green Belt and Black Belt training courses with much success, so he'll be talking to us about his experience. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Hello.
So tell us a little bit about what you did for your project with Global Six Sigma.
Okay, so when I first started the class, the instructor was very enthusiastic about being able to do anything with the Six Sigma program. You could solve any problem, and one of the things that came to mind is, Six Sigma. It's kind of struggling to come up with a project, and Lean. It's like, what, Lean, weight reduction, Six Sigma, six pack. So it just kind of hit me that there's a problem that America's facing. About 66% of people have weight problems in America. Out of 300 million, that puts it right around 200 million. So yeah, it got me real excited that I could do a project and potentially really save the company some money, because the cost impact to manufacturers or just employers in general for obesity or overweight is huge. I think the industry itself is around $1.5 trillion impact or something like that on the U.S. economy overall. So just some numbers here. There's the total cost of chronic diseases and obesity for overweight is 1.72 trillion this is from a Milken study, and so that was my that's what kind of got me going on my project. It was all about, can I lose weight? Can I apply the Six Sigma Lean methodology to solve this problem I've been facing for the last 30 years?
Yeah. It's real world experience that you had, and certainly makes sense to apply the discipline of Six Sigma to that. So kind of connecting to that, how were you able to relate your project training with Global Six Sigma to your real world work environment? How did it benefit your company and what you learned from your project?
Well, I think the biggest benefit for the company and applying this particular project is a healthy employee. I've been with the company, I got about 30 years of experience in the industry, and just the time it takes to train an employee to 30 years experience, or you develop a lot of skills and a lot of historical background with the company. And in some cases, that's not trainable. You can try and pass down knowledge, but it's not always successful. So the benefit for this particular project is just being able to have an employee that can make it to work every day, doesn't become a liability to the company. And also I've been able to use some of the technology or some of the searching for the word here, the methodologies in helping solve problems with the company itself. We have one particular problem I could speak to where a process was a little bit out of control. We weren't able to make material for the customer, and my goal was to return it to baseline and get it back to where we could meet our customers' demands. So we met and we defined the project. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to measure it. And so we just followed the DMAIC principles. And the DMAIC principles are somewhat common sense. Some people don't like the term common sense, but they are common sense in my mind. You have to define what you want to do. Defining a problem can sometimes be half the battle, so to speak.
Yeah. And
if you end up with too loose of a definition, people try to solve too many things. And then being able to measure what you're doing. You have your inputs and your outputs. you do your analysis, then what can we do to improve it? And you just follow that process, maybe like a plan, do, check, act type circle.
Absolutely.
So that really works. It really works. Definitely can solve anything with that, I think.
That's great. And what was the support like through the process of the classes when you were taking it, working on your project, the instructor? What was all that experience like?
It was great. Working with my green belt instructor and telling him what I want to do for the project, and then yeah, he was on board with it, and my green belt instructor was very experienced in industry, I would say, and he was very dynamic. Kept the class very well engaged. So that was a really good experience on the green belt side. And even on the black belt side, we had a much smaller class. So it definitely changes the dynamics of the class. When you have a smaller one, you get that really nice hands-on, one-on-one interaction. And one thing that's so nice about that class is the availability of the instructor. Here's my numbers. You can reach me with any questions you have anytime. And he's had other employees from our company in his class, and he's still, even though they're done with the class, he's still interacting with them when they have problems or questions. So it's been a really good experience working with you at Six Sigma.
That's great. That's great. And it's really good to see how you were able to take the project you did and apply it to your real, the real world experience you have at the company, and use that to, improve things. And you saw a definite improvement from what you said at the company with just, the training that you took with us. So that's really great to hear. Really great to hear. So, well, Dan, we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and giving us your feedback. And thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.